Hello and welcome to Miss Clark Reads to You. I am reading Blues Ain't No Mockingbird by Toni Cade Bambara, who lived from 1939 to 1995. And the mini biography says this writer's interest in her African American heritage comes through clearly in her writing, which often centers on the emerging identity of the Black woman. She has said, I write because I really think I've got a hold of something that if I share it might save somebody else some time, might lift somebody's spirits, or might enable someone to see more clearly. So what's nice about this statement is when we're done, we as the reader at the end of the story will be able to see some topic that she addresses more clearly. We are going to look at the dialect. I'm going to try when I read to speak in the dialect a little bit. Written dialect is a way of speaking that is common to people in a particular region or group. Dialect affects pronunciation, word choice, and sentence structure. You'll notice, for example, that the characters in Bambara's stories don't pronounce the G on the ends of ing words. And Bambara's use of dialect makes her story sound informal and intimate, as if it were being related orally, as if it was a tale told around the campfire or sitting in your living room and you say to your mom, will you tell me a story? And then she tells this tale. We are also going to look at characterization, indirect characterization, specifically using steel. What does Granny, who I call Boss Lady, say? She's our main character. What does she think about? What does she think about what's happening to her in this story? What is the effect she has on others? And what does she look like? Our first question is, what does the exposition reveal? So after I've read a little bit, I'll stop and address the conflicts in the characters and a little bit of the setting. The puddle had frozen over, and me and Kathy went stomping in it. The twins from next door, Tyrone and Terry, were swinging so high out of sight we forgot we were waiting our turn on the tire. Kathy jumped up and came down hard on her heels and started tap dancing. And the frozen patch, splintering every which way underneath this kind of spooky, looks like a plastic spider web, she said. A sort of weird spider, I guess, with many mental problems. But really it looked like the crystal paperweight Granny kept in the parlor. She was on the back porch. Granny was making the cakes, drunk, the old ladle dripping rum into the Christmas tins, like it used to drip maple syrup into the pails when we lived in the Judson's woods, or like it poured cider into the vats when we were on the Cooper place, and like it used to scoop buttermilk and soft cheese when we lived at the dairy. Go tell that man we ain't a bunch of trees. Ma'am? I said to tell that man to get away from here with that camera. Me and Kathy looked over toward the meadow where the men with the station wagon been roaming around all morning. The tall man with a huge camera lassoed to his shoulder was buzzing our way. They're making movie pictures, yelled Tyrone, stiffening his legs and twisting so the tire would come down slow so they could see. They're making movie pictures, sang out Terry. That boy don't never have anything original to say. Say, Kathy, grown up. By the time the man with the camera had cut across our neighbor's yard, the twins were out of the trees swinging low, and Granny was onto the steps, the screen door bamming soft and scratchy against her palms. We thought we'd get a shot or two of the house and everything, and then Good morning. Granny cut him off and smiled that smile. Oh, good morning, he said, head all down, the way Bingo does when you yell at him about the bones on the kitchen floor. Nice place you got here, Auntie. We thought we'd take a... Did ya? Said Granny with her eyebrows, and Kathy pulled up her sock and giggled. Nice things here, said the man, buzzing his camera over the yard. The pecan barrels, the sled, me and Kathy, the flowers, the printed stones, along the driveway, the trees, the twins, the tool shed. I don't know about the thing, the it, and the stuff, said Granny, still talking with her eyebrows. Just people here is what I tend to consider. Cameraman stopped buzzing, and Kathy giggled into her collar. Morning, ladies, a new man said. He had come up behind us when we weren't looking. And gents, discovering the twins, giving him a nasty look. We're filming for the county, he said with a smile. Mind if we shoot a bit around here? I do indeed, said Granny with no smile. So was Kathy, but he didn't seem to have another word to say. So he and the cameraman backed on out the yard, but you could still hear the camera buzzing still. Suppose you just shut that machine off, said Granny real low through her teeth, and took a step down off the porch, and then another. Now, Auntie, cameraman said, pointing the thing straight at her. Your mama and I are not related. Listen. Smiling man got out his notebook and chewed up the pencil. Listen, he said, moving back into our yard. We'd like to have a statement from you. For the film. You know, we're filming for the county, see? Part of the food stamp campaign. You know, the food stamps. And Granny said nothing. Maybe there's something you want to say for the film? I see you grow your own vegetables. He smiled real nice. If more folks that did that, you see, there'd be no need. Granny wasn't saying nothing. So they backed down out, buzzing out our clothesline and the twins' bicycles, and then back down the meadow. So, exposition, setting, where and when. Well, clearly it's close to Christmas. There's a puddle underneath the tire swing, or right around where the tire swing is where the kids are playing, that's partly frozen. Then we have the twins who come over to swing on the swing with Kathy and me, the narrator. Tyrone and Terry are the twins. And then we have these reporters who approach the house. Smiling man, who's taking notes, and cameraman, who's buzzing a moving picture as a reporter to write a story about the locals and food stamps. And in fact, though, it doesn't really matter what he's writing about, because Granny doesn't want them writing about them and recording them. And when she steps out of the house and says, tell them men not to record us, and the kids don't, and she then tells them, you don't belong here, and you don't call me auntie. You don't get all up in my business and take my picture and invade my privacy. So that's this topic. This is the conflict she's experiencing. She has people on her property that she has not invited them. And this is the question that, as we're reading this, We're seeing this woman who runs the show who needs to solve this problem. How is she going to get these men off her property and protect her property and protect her family from being gazed at without any permission? And this might seem strange to us because we open our lives up so willingly today. I mean, here I am, I'm filming on YouTube. People have Instagram accounts. They take every single moment and they publish it. People on Facebook, they say where they are, where they're on vacation. And so this might seem a little foreign to us, that somebody would really not want her life to be viewed by other people. So take a few notes on the characters and the setting, and then we will come back and read some more. I look forward to you coming back, to me reading to you, and us finding out how Granny solves her conflict. See you soon.